Well. We've got some knives, or I've got some knives that were sent to me by Kansept. And these are not current production knives. These are prototypes. So I just thought what I'd do is put these on my table and kind of go through one by one these different knives, get your opinion, your feedback. And I think that's probably the whole point, really, of them sending these knives to me is they were just looking for feedback, for opinion. And I've always got an opinion. So, but I would like for you guys to chime in with what your thoughts are so they can see your comments and know what they might want to do going forward with any of these designs. Either make them or not make them, or make them but do changes, here or there. So let's just start out. We got a couple from Max, and Tkachuk, it's Tkachuk, and he's done designs for others, including Tucson knives, etc. So, interesting knife here. This is G10. This is going to be, obviously right here, this particular unit is not going to be their top tier. It's going to be their budget tier type of knife, but it's a front flipper. It's slender, okay, and it's a reasonably decent sized knife. It's not tiny, that's for sure, by any, and I got to make sure I'm not poking through the end of my tape here. Okay, so yeah, 3.5, 8 inches overall length. So not huge, but, and what's that, 20.5 centimeters, and then of course you got about 90 millimeter blade length. It's not easy to see black on black there, but see what I'm saying? And of course, steel liners. Blade steel on this is not marked, so yet to be determined, I imagine. You've got a fuller on both sides of the blade, and it's a liner lock. The design flows, it just disappears right into the scales. Black G10, titanium pocket clip, fairly deep carry, not a left hand, so that may be something you want to chime in on, like, I don't know, make it a left hand available. Here's your lanyard to hold, and you don't have a backspacer. So maybe that's a thought as well. Kicks right open. This is pretty good action on this knife. Yeah, I like the action on this. Is easy, and of course, very neutral position on this handle, so the ergos are fine. The pass-through, makes sense. And drop it down, pretty light blade. So, bank, just like that. There's no thumb studs or anything. There's no alternate flip up here, so it is a front flipper only. But this is like that G5 Metamorph that Real Steel makes. It's pretty easy to flip, especially the G10 model of the Metamorph, because it's grippier. And this one gives you room to grip and hold on, because front flip can be kind of precarious in the way you hold a knife. But there's that one, and well, let me see if I can't do something to push this out of the way. And at least put them on the scale so you guys will get an idea of what they weigh. Okay, 3.41 ounces at 96.8 grams. So that's this one. This is the T1012 Alpha 1, okay, by Max. Now, let's go to this next one by Max. This is much lighter. In fact, let's just kick it right now. 56 grams, 2 ounces, okay, 2 ounces. Now, this is also a front flipper. This is carbon fiber, check it out. They do have a backspacer on here, and this looks like titanium. Okay, so the hardware obviously is steel. Yeah, I'm not getting anything on that or the pocket clip, but of course, it's just, I'm grabbing it through here, and I think these liners, yeah, they're steel as well, so that's why I'm feeling that. So 2 ounces. Is it as big as the bug out? Yeah, it's bigger than the bug out. It's like 3.6. It's 90 millimeters at least, and 8 inches overall length, which is 20.5 centimeters. So here's this, and it's very small here. Get this out. See if I can keep from stabbing myself. 0.67 high, 17 millimeters tall there. Blade stock, I guess we can measure that. I don't know if that's that important. It looks like it's close to 3 millimeter. And, 11.443. So slender, not very tall here. It's a liner lock. It's centered. Yeah, the design flows. Of course, here's your front flipper. Don't know on the blade steel. I don't think they've said anything here. No. But it's the 1013 Alpha 3. Super lightweight. I mean, if this was, and I don't know, if they're thinking about this in terms of a budget offering, because you've got the carbon fiber and the titanium, so that's usually not the standard fare for a budget knife. So is this going to be upscale or is this going to be budget fare? I don't know. So I don't know about price areas, but it's really easy to kick open, and it's very light blade, very light. No, I don't think you're going to do that. No finger flicking. But the the front flipper is really easy. It's real accessible. And it's easy to disengage here too. So what do you think? So that's the 1013. This was the 1012. So let's, try and keep it if you're going to go, hey, the 1012, the 1013, that kind of thing. Next, the 1017. Now that's this one, this Bobby Branton knives. And this does say the blade steel, which is S35, and it's got that, I don't know if this is just an alternate G10. It looks like it. So, I mean, there are ones with the carbon fiber G10, layered and then milled. And this is contoured, etc. But it looks like just 2 colors of G10. Crazy looking blade. And, it needs jimping on there. For me, it does. Because that's slippery. But here's what this looks like. And size. And, of course, it is a liner lock as well. That's a good, close to 3 3/4 inch at about 95, 96 millimeters. Overall, 8 3/8 at over 21 centimeters. Now, let's see if we got a line on this too. 0.13, so 3.5 millimeter blade stock. It's 11.5 millimeters at 0.45, so fairly slender, and titanium backspacer pocket clip, no left-hand carry on that. Jimping here, big choil area here, real kind of hawkbill, is that hawkbill looking blade. And let's see, yeah, the ergos are pretty good on this. So what do you think about that? And of course, they kind of all live and die based on the pricing as well. But I mean, just as a design point and size, that kind of thing. Maybe put your opinions out on this one, the 1017. And this does not have a name to it. And these don't either, okay, yet. So let's continue on down the road. Well, let's get this weighed up, and then we'll kick the other 3 here. Okay, 3.76, pretty lightweight at 106 grams. Next, and we want to do, this is the Main Street by Dirk Pinkerton. This is really, really a small knife, okay? This is very, very small. So I might be more interested if it was bigger, but this is really small. Where's my little dragonfly? Okay, so yeah, it's really smaller than the dragonfly. So it's a small knife, and let's put a tape to it. It's a liner lock. This is G10. Titanium pocket clip in no backspacer. It's got to be super light. I mean, it feels super light. 2 1/4, which is about 58 millimeters. So let's move this over here and yeah, 2 1/4. Yeah. Okay, kick it again. Okay, 5 1/2 overall at not quite 14 centimeters. Now let's take a gander at the blade stock. 0.11, 3 millimeter, 10 millimeter thick on the handle at 0.4. So, big thing here is probably weight being incredibly, incredibly light. And 44.8 grams. And, oh, one more. 1.58 ounces. 1.58 ounces. Now, looks like the only opening ability here is these thumb studs. And this is called the Main Street. Did I say that before? If I didn't, I'm sorry about that. And you could, middle finger flick it open or thumb flick it. It kicks right open. I think on their Facebook page, and I'll give you the link to their Facebook page, and I'll give you the link to their Instagram. Those would be good places to go. Facebook, they show a lot of pictures. They showed this in different colors as well. So, should it be bigger? Is it just right for just a little easy carry? And is there any point in even having a pocket clip when it's this small? Especially if it's in G10. Just slide to the bottom of your pocket. I mean, it's almost ridiculous to try and clip it onto your pocket when it's so tiny. But, okay, maybe keep the pocket clip. Maybe make it bigger. That kind of thing. I don't mind the blade shape. I think that's nice. So the Main Street, that's the 2015 Alpha 1. So 2015 Alpha 1, or say Main Street if you put your comment in there saying, what do you think about it? All right. So that's an interesting choice as well. Let's close that out. See how small that is compared to just a standard size knife? Okay, this one is a Dirk Pinkerton design called the Mujir, Mujir. It's a front flipper. And this one is the 1014 Alpha 1. Now this has got carbon fiber here on these bolsters. And then that acts as an over travel stop, it looks like. So I guess you call it a frame lock, front flipper. And do they give me the steel on here? They don't. I don't see it right off, at least. I would imagine this being titanium with carbon fiber. And I don't know if that's a G10 or a carbon fiber backspacer, but it's tubed, and that's where your lanyard is. That's an interesting look. I mean, I think that's an interesting look there. Should it be bigger? Should it be smaller? Should they use different materials around the bolster? Should they even have a bolster defined area like that? And it's 85 millimeters, so it's bigger than 3 1/4, maybe 3.35 inch blade at 7.5 overall and 19 centimeters. Let's do this. Is this going to be 3.5? Yeah, 0.13, 3.5 millimeter blade stock, 12.2 at 0.48. Okay, so contoured titanium. Pocket clip is pretty deep carry, actually. Yeah, right hand only setup. But interesting blade shape. Let's see if we can not dump this on my thumb, because there's no flipper tab going to hit my thumb to block the blade from hitting it. Well, okay, maybe here. And is that over the detemp ball? Yeah, there it is now. Well, pretty reasonable action on it. The, design flows. Yeah. Don't know. What do you think? When I first got this out of the package, once I opened it, it seemed like it was easy to open, but the first time seemed like a real struggle, and I don't know why. I don't know if I'm touching this or doing something to interfere, but once I kind of got used to it, it seemed pretty easy to kick it open. But at first, no, and I was instantly hit me as I don't like this opening, mechanism here being a front flipper. It's very, very muted. So it keeps the design clean, but on the other hand, is it really going to be that effective at being able to open? Well, it looks like it on camera to use, so, but I don't know. Otherwise, the design really flows well, and it's an interesting blade shape. So the Mujir, whatever. And then this one is by Kmaxrom Design. Wasn't he the one that did the Pelican? So this is a titanium, and this is the K1018. So this is the 1018 Alpha 3, and it's got thumb studs on it. Interesting blade shape. This almost really looks like the one knife out of here that's ready for prime time to me. Maybe they've already decided to manufacture this, I don't know. But it looks like this one is really a completed model, and I like it. I mean, I like the overall look and everything of it. Nice little kind of a faux, like fuller type setup here. The blade shape's interesting. It's got some belly to it. It's not terribly big. So let's take a look at that. See, it's just a 3. Is it a 7? It's a 3 and a 7. Now, this to me at 3 3/4 and 8.5 overall would be really cool as well, I think. And I think I saw, oh yeah, S35VN. And of course the designer. It's a frame lock. Let's see it drop down here a little bit without hitting my thumb. And kick it open on the middle finger flip, thumb action. And this might be one where you're grabbing it like this and then you're trying to kick this open. It's easier to do this because I'm not putting any pressure on that lock bar. Okay. I mean, you can do it both ways. It's a little bit more difficult because with the thumb stud, because I'm putting a little bit of pressure on that lock bar. That's easy. This, I have to watch the pressure I'm putting on the lock bar. Okay, there we go. Backspacer, titanium, blue pocket clip, titanium. Right hand tip up only. There's your lanyard area, which looks to be tubed through here. No, it's not. It just, but this lays over the top of it, but there's nothing on the inside of that. All right. But good looking knife. Let's see what the weight is on it. 3.4 ounces. Not much, but it's a 3 and a 7, so it's not a big knife. At 98.5. What was this? This was 99. I don't know that I ever measured this, by the way. 3.5. Okay, so this is bigger. And here. Okay, that's a bigger knife. These are some prototypes from Kansept. I think they're interesting. Different designers. Dirk, Pinkerton on these two. The Main Street and the Mujir, and then Kmaxrom on here. I don't have a model name for that or this. And this is the Branton, Bobby Branton. And then these are Max Chuck here and here. Give me your opinions. See what you think. The 1012, 1013, 1017. Then the Main Street, which is the 2015. The Mujir, which is the 1014. And the Kmaxrom, which is the 1018. And yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you guys think, because I've got mixed feelings about them. I like this. It's really, really super lightweight. It's a liner lock, carbon fiber. It's pretty easy to flip. I like that. This ain't bad either. This ain't bad. This is easy to flip. If this is going to be a budget one, this might be a real, answer to things like the G5 Metamorph or some others, where this is really easy to kick open. But I'd want an option with different color scales and maybe satin or stonewash blade, etc. This I think is fascinating. This I like, but I'd like it also offered in a larger size. I really would. This, I don't know. I'm not a big on the talon style blade, the claw style, so this doesn't really hit my lust button. And this one here, I don't mind the design. I just don't know that I need a little 2.5-inch blade knife. This might be better, and it's very, very light the way it is, but I think it'd be fairly light if it was even like a 3 7 or a 3.5, 8 1/4, that kind of thing. So because of the type of blade, I think it might appeal to some people if you just brought that up to a larger scale. All right, I'm out. I'm going to let you go. Thanks for hanging out and just helping me mull over these. Put your comments down, and that way Joyce at Kansept and the others can take a look, see what you're saying, and take that into account as they go forward. And you know what we do. We love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.